Get back on the practice field with our guys. It was a little sluggish. You could tell our guys have been off for a week. The tempo wasn't quite what it was the first 5 practices, and that's what I challenged them at the end of practice. Said, hey, we got that first one back out of our system. We need to come back, Thursday and really rebound and get better. We're getting to the point where we got a few more days of install, and we should have everything on both sides of the football, really all 3 phases about put in by the end of the week, and then we can really focus on the other things that go with it in the last 5 or 6 practices.
Questions?
Is Alex back to full contact?
We're trying to slowly acclimate him. He's not completely full, and we're just trying to. He's dressed out in most practices. Today we had him out there doing some things, so that was good.
Are you pleased with how fast he's been able to kind of get back going?
Yeah, of course, he's got a year under his belt of experience, and playing some big games and all that. So the mental part, it's just a matter of getting used to the speed of the game and everything that goes with it. But he's a very intelligent player. Football IQ is very high too.
How the quarterback's throwing the ball?
I really think they're doing a good job. In spring, especially when you're installing, you're rotating a whole bunch of receivers. And so, we're a timing offense, so it takes a little bit to make sure everybody's in the right spot, coming out of their break at the right depth and all that. But I think overall, they're in a good spot. Like I said, we'll have another day or 2 of install, and then we'll really start trying to narrow things down and get our guys with specific guys on specific routes. And I know that'll help our timing. But I would say this, overall, just running the offense, feeling comfortable with the communication and everything, I really think they're in a good spot.
Coach, Jason Smith, the wide receiver, is that full-time at this point?
What's that?
Jason Smith, line number receiver, is that full-time?
Yeah, we're really trying to transition him into the wide receiver spot. He'll still have some type of package or role as far as playing quarterback. We're still trying to really define what that is, but in defense of him, we really want to give him a chance to learn the wide receiver position and everything that goes with it.
This wasn't exactly unexpected, Gus. You knew that he had wide receiver skills coming in, and certainly you were very confident with what Jeremy brought to the table. Did you think it was going to last a little longer, or you had? Well,
it was kind of one of those deals that he's got the ability. He's a very talented quarterback too, and we wanted to give him a real chance to play quarterback. And he just came to the coaches and said, hey, I'd like to transition to some receiver, and so that's kind of where it went. But like I said, we'll stay on the package for him, and we'll see where that goes.
What's the early return? What's the early returns on him? And is he a guy that's been impressing to the point where you could see that guy not only being an impact guy, but a starter for you in the future?
We're still working through all that. He's extremely talented. I'll say that. He's extremely talented. He wants to be good, and he's coachable, and so I think he's got a real chance to really help us.
Was TJ Davis in practice then?
No, TJ Davis is not. He injured his knee last week before we left. He had surgery before we left, and so that's a tough blow. But we're hoping to get him back during the season.
So you don't expect it anyway?
Towards ACL, so we'll see where that is, and he's determined to come back, and so we'll see what happens.
Was TJ making some progress before that?
Yes, he definitely was. It's very unfortunate. He's making some progress at defensive back. He's one of our better specialist players too, but he'll do everything he can to get back.
I know this is. I don't necessarily know if you can answer this fully, but philosophically, did you enter this spring trying to change your approach from the standpoint of how you handled the defense in practice, and understanding that there's a lot that needs to be done there with the first-year guy, and based off what would happen in the last 2 years, that you've kind of, I guess, maybe hand over the reins a little bit, that you want the focus to almost primarily be on the defense and getting them up to speed? Well,
you get with both coordinators, Will and Rhett, and hey, you try to take care of their needs offensively and defensively, and service each other sometimes and really come together. They're working extremely well together. I feel like both guys are really the spot where they are starting to see both groups improve and feel good about, our approach and the way we're going about
In
it.
your first 2 years as a head coach, you guys are obviously scoring points in bunches, but when you sit back and you see all the points you guys give up, what were your thoughts just in this offseason and going into the spring and handling that?
Well, I mean, we made a change. That was really my thoughts. I felt like we need to make a change, and that's what we did.
What are you seeing from Javon so far, and how is he progressing, picking up the offense?
I think every day you see him get more comfortable, with our offense and the blocking schemes up front, the protections, the checkdowns, the routes, and everything that goes with it. He's a very football savvy guy. He understands the game. That really has helped him. He's done a good job, but really all of our running backs have done a good job.
Gus Ricardo's heading into this final year. Just what do you expect at this point from him, where you obviously have to replace the production of Sammy and Juan, but you have a guy like Marcus in there as well, and Tony, who you guys have been building up. Where does Ricardo kind of fit in that mix?
Yeah, well, Ricardo's a guy that he's made some big plays for us, the last 2 years, and he understands our offense very well, and he's one of those guys, one of those seniors that has a lot of experience, big game experience, and has played well in big games that we really just want to, take that next step. And he's one of our leaders, and so we'll expect big things out of him next year.
Is this Saturday the first full scrimmage we'll have?
Yes.
And what do you just kind of hope to see out there?
Well, we've been physical and we've done a lot of things, but there's nothing like, putting the ball down in the stadium and moving the ball and seeing how people react in certain situations. So it'll be really good, for our coaches to see that type of evaluation, in the stadium.
Based off your experience, do you ever say, hey, that first scrimmage is really important from the standpoint of we can almost identify a couple guys that contribute immediately?
I mean, you hope to. You hope to every practice, but scrimmages, a lot of times you learn more. So, hopefully that we'll see some people raise their level that we can say, yeah, we count on next year.
Do you expect at any point, whether it's Saturday or at any point here the rest of spring, to go live with Jeremy at any point?
I doubt we will with our quarterbacks, at least at this point.
Anything else?
Tim Irvin, Stan True, just no contact today, or is that going to be a lingering thing?
Well, it was today. We'll see each practice, see if that changes.
Because you had said going back to a year ago, the satellite camps and the SEC as a whole, all you coaches wanted to see that close. Now you have Jim Harbaugh coming into this state only 50 miles away. Now it's not Atlanta and James Franklin. Now you've got Harbaugh coming into Prattville. Just how much progress do you want to see this addressed faster? Would you like to see the SEC rule change so you can do the same thing that he's doing?
No, I think the SEC coaches, last year made it clear that we liked it to be, that way throughout the country. And, that was a stance we took after, our last spring meetings, and I still feel the same.
Was Jamel back full go today?
Who's that?
Jamel president?
He did some, but he wasn't completely full, but he did do some.
All right, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.